A pilot crashed his small plane this afternoon and walked away from the wreckage. The plane ended up flipped over on the pilot's own property southwest of Edmonton. He suffered little more than a scratch and was speaking with police and paramedics. More than a dozen officers, 4 ambulances and a Hercules airplane were there. Fortunately, everyone is okay. Here's what else is making news tonight. A man has been charged after a deadly hit and run on Siksika Nation.
Just intentionally went off the road and hit all 3 of them. You could see the tracks and everything. It was so horrifying.
When you lay a charge of first-degree murder, you're definitely showing a clear intent ahead of time.
Plus, concerns that Alberta children under 12 have no access to a COVID immunization.
My child is put into harm's way, not being able to get vaccinated.
After Friday, there are no shots for teens or adults either, at least for a while. And like a text from 200 years ago, modern-day teens learning how to communicate old school.
As it's a dying art, we don't want to lose it. It's part of our history.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. A Siksika man has now been charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder after 2 men were killed in a fatal hit and run over the weekend. Another woman was critically injured and remains in hospital. Police have seized the vehicle they believe was involved, and they continue to investigate as family members deal with the shock and grief. Tyson Fedor reports.
It wasn't the phone call that Lori Cutter was expecting.
My nephew didn't leave because he was sick. He didn't leave he left because he was murdered. His life was taken, and I'm still in shock. I still wake up thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to see Trayton again.
Her nephew, 27-year-old Trayton Running Bird, was killed Saturday night around 9:30 after being run over by a pickup truck.
I can't even explain the level of grief and hurt and anger our family is going through.
Investigators say upon arrival, they determined the hit and run was deliberate.
When you lay a charge of first-degree murder, you're definitely showing a clear intent ahead of time that this was the plan for this individual. And we don't lay these charges half-heartedly.
27-year-old Adolphus Weaselchild was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. 45-year-old Clifton Saddleback was also killed. His girlfriend, Emmeline Turning Robe, was also hit, suffering critical injuries. She has underwent several surgeries at Foothills Medical Center. Her daughter, Shade Pantherbone, was with them all at the time, escaping unharmed.
I heard it rev its engine, and I had a feeling. I was like, you guys, we should get out the way, get in the field. I feel like they're going to hit us.
Pantherbone was engaged to Running Bird and had seen his alleged killer earlier that night.
We had an altercation. One of them hit my mans, and he chased them down.
Pantherbone says she lost the love of her life in a flash.
No one deserves to die like that. No one ever deserves to get taken and left like that.
One criminal expert says first-degree murder charges can be challenging to prove.
That's a really hard standard to meet, that it was planned before it got there, and that at the moment of the action, the intent was to kill.
Tyson joins us from east of the city tonight. Tyson, a candlelight vigil is now being planned.
Tara, family of Trayton Running Bird will hold that candlelight vigil at the site where he, along with Clifton Saddleback, were killed on Saturday. That will take place tomorrow evening around 7 o'clock. There will be prayers along with a smudging ceremony. Now, RCMP Major Crimes say that they continue to investigate this case, along with the potential possibility that there were others in the vehicle at the time of that fatal hit and run. As for the accused, Tara, he is due in a Drumheller courtroom August 8th.
Okay, Tyson, thank you. Friends and family gathered at a funeral home to share their memories of Madison Cobb this afternoon. A celebration of life was held for the 23-year-old. Her obituary says Cobb will be remembered for her laughter, contagious smile, and the way she lit up every room she entered. Cobb was killed in a parking garage near her work in Haysboro earlier this month. Her ex-boyfriend, Devin Malik, who Cobb had issued a restraining order against, has been charged with first-degree murder in her death and will be back in court next month. Calgary police have charged a man with sexual assault involving a child more than a decade ago. Engelbert Serrano Silas is facing several charges for crimes dating back to 2011 and 2012. The 54-year-old is accused of sexually assaulting a girl who says the abuse started when she was 9. Investigators say Silas was an extended family member of the victim. The mother of a 1-year-old baby is concerned there is no available COVID vaccine for her daughter. The infant has started daycare, and that increases the risk of spread. But as of Friday, no Albertans will be able to get the COVID shot. The province says it's to prepare for the fall immunization program, but health law experts say it is flawed public health policy.
Shuhiba Mohammed wanted to get the COVID vaccine for her 12-month-old daughter to coincide with her child attending daycare and her return to work. But she was told she would have to wait until the fall.
They're making it very hard for parents to ensure that their children can be healthy in this province. It makes me feel a little helpless.
Health Canada has approved the Moderna Spikevax vaccine for children under age 12. Officials say Alberta's supply expired June 17th. Eligible children aged 6 months to 11 years who need a dose of COVID-19 vaccine will need to wait until new vaccines arrive for the fall immunization program.
I really want to avoid having a very sick child. I would love for her to have some immunity so that her body can fight against COVID if she happens to get it before she can get immunized in the fall.
As well, Albertans over age 12 only have until July 31st to have a shot of Pfizer or Moderna's vaccine at a pharmacy or a doctor's office. After that, no jabs will be administered until sometime mid-October. The province says it's pausing the COVID immunization program and wants to order the vaccine that offers protection against the latest strain. In a previous announcement, the province said eligible Albertans will have to pay for a dose, estimated at above $100. Healthcare workers will also have to pay. The shot will remain free of charge to residents of a senior's home, immunocompromised individuals, people on income support, or people experiencing homelessness. Health law experts are concerned the new program increases health inequity.
There's a link between wealth and health, and those who are healthiest are often also those who are able to afford these things, whereas those who are not as healthy or who live in situations that are more conducive to the spread of communicable diseases.
There are no details about how much COVID vaccine the province is ordering.
Stephanie joins us now from the Alberta Children's Hospital. So, Stephanie, what else are you hearing from infectious disease experts?
Tara, one immunology expert based here at the University of Calgary tells me that although the rates of COVID-19 are low in the province at the moment, the virus is still out there and the risk of infection is still something to be considering. Now, kids may have underlying conditions, have at-risk family members, or maybe planning to travel to COVID hotspots, and yet they're still unable to get vaccinated. He also says that the new rules for adults can send a message that vaccination isn't valuable. And he's also concerned that the added steps, the new rules for all bookings that are coming in the fall, where you have to register, then book, and then pay, those can all be additional barriers and may affect vaccine uptake. Now, COVID is still circulating and is still causing serious outcomes. He says that there were 36 children receiving intensive care for the virus last year, indicating that it's not a harmless infection. Tara.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. 28 new measles cases are confirmed in Alberta. 20 of those are in the South Zone. Calgary has one new case today, bringing the total to 50. Alberta is considered the hotspot in North America, exceeding the total number of cases in all of the United States. Doctors advise the best protection is to ensure you are up to date with your immunizations.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The cleanup is on in low-lying areas of our city after relentless rain the last few days. Flooding damage can be seen across Calgary today, and one spot in particular. Tim Brooke joins us from Confederation Park tonight. And Tim, parts of the park are currently a bit of a swamp.
Yeah, Tara, which is really a tough pill to swallow for so many people who are here today to enjoy our first sunny, dry day here in Calgary in quite some time. Unfortunately, for a lot of those people, many of the pathways here in Confederation Park are washed out, and well, a large portion of the grass is soaked, which means puddles and dozens of spots. Ducks are loving it, of course. Humans, not so much, however. The majority of the flooding damage is in the park Park's northeast corner, but we've seen pooling water as far southeast as 14th Street. At the Rosemont Community Association, the water disrupted summer camps and forced walkers and bikers to find alternate routes. The area councillor says water problems have been happening on and off in this park since May.
Anybody who's been in Confederation Park, and for that matter, any of the low-lying areas, there's pooling and puddling all over the place. It's part of the regular process of going in and cleaning up both the storm water that's retained on the surface, as well as any vegetation that's there. There have been a number of incidences that have been tracked in there, but at this point, I don't have an actual cost for it.
Now, just like our city has money in the budget for snow clearing in the winter, we also have some money in the budget for public flooding in the spring and in the summer. The Stormwater Maintenance Fund is going to help pay for the cleanup here, Tara, and we can tell you we've seen city crews here throughout the day doing just that.
All right, Tim Brooke reporting. Tim, thank you. Residents of a condo building are calling on the city to address flooding issues they say have been a problem for years. The Southeast condo complex in Albert Park has seen rain spill from nearby streets into their parking lot, with that water then sometimes seeping into cars and homes. Residents say it's the fourth time the lot has flooded this month, and they want the city to fix the problem.
Just don't want to repeat this disaster for our condo. It drains our finances, and people are losing their belongings. It's not right.
He says residents in the lower floors are concerned about insurance claims, and they want to see the city improve water mitigation. Let's check in with Danielle now. We're getting a little bit of a reprieve from the rain for a couple of days anyway.
Yes, for the next few days, we are looking at temperatures building and lots of sunshine. So it's actually going to feel like summer. Already started on it today. So a nice break from the rain. When we talk about rain, I know I don't have to tell you that this was a very wet July, but at this time yesterday, we were talking about being in fifth, that it was the fifth wettest July on record, and now we've made it into third. So we've medaled. We've got a bronze medal for the third rainiest July ever on record for the city of Calgary. Now, when we look at Sunday night through Monday, we got 22, depending on where you were in the city, 22 to 25 millimeters of rain. So that's what brought us into third here. All right, now it's dry, it's sunny, it's 22 degrees. We have a bit of a light breeze out here. It's absolutely beautiful, and you feel like the warmer temperatures, well, that's for tomorrow for you, because tomorrow we will get into those higher 20s, a whole lot of sunshine expected. We did have fog patches out this morning. We can expect it again tonight and tomorrow morning as well. More details coming up, Tara.
Thanks, Danielle. The first ears of Tabor's famous corn are now popping up at farm stands in southern Alberta. Producers say the crop is looking good despite a slower than expected harvest. Tabor corn is known for its sweetness and quality due to usually perfect growing conditions. Barring any heat waves or extended rain, the corn season will stretch into mid-September. Tabor corn will soon be available across the prairies. Well, how closely do you monitor your credit rating? It could help you catch credit card fraud. The surprising case brought to CTV after an Alberta woman had her identity stolen. And Pierre Poilievre is facing 9 other candidates and a packed room tonight for a forum in Camrose. If you have a news tip for us, you can text us anytime at 10400. Close call at an Ontario grocery store where a car smashed through the storefront, just barely missing a customer in the produce section. This happened last Friday. No one was hurt. Eventually, the video does go on to show a woman emerge from the car with a small child. It's not clear what went wrong. The salary for the top unelected official working for Calgary Council has been released publicly. Jordan Canagan is at City Hall tonight. And Jordan, the disclosure comes after weeks of calls for better transparency.
Well, Tara, for the better part of this month, there has been a back and forth about making public the salary of Calgary's chief administrative officer. And just minutes into the official discussion at City Hall, CAO David Duckworth disclosed his own compensation, $410,000 per year. Now, this all came during discussion of a notice of motion to make pay public on an annual basis from here on out. That was passed unanimously. Now, the CAO is an employee of Council itself, not the city, and councillors vote on pay adjustments. Earlier this year, councillors approved a salary range increase for Duckworth, but all of that happened behind closed doors. The mayor, though, says the issue could have been solved with a simple ask instead of a formal notice of motion.
I can tell you that that question could have been posed at any time. It could have also been posed when all of council was discussing performance and compensation. But now it's coming to us in the form of a notice of motion, so someone can, I don't know, score campaign points on it.
Now, the CAO is the top administrator here in the city in charge of day-to-day operations. Now, something else that was floated today is the idea of a sunshine list for top earners at the city. There hasn't been an official notice of motion or any debate on it, but some councillors say even the discussion of that idea is campaigning, is electioneering, and so that is something certainly that will heat up over the next 2.5 months or so. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you. A southern Alberta woman had her personal information used to fraudulently obtain a credit card. What's worse, the bank then went after her to repay thousands in charges that the fraudster racked up. Tyler Barrow has the details.
In early March, Katrina Whitwer was taken by surprise about a pending credit card application she never filled out. That's when the Airdrie woman did a credit report check and found out there was another credit card issued in her name she never applied for. Whitwer was reluctant to go on camera, but her husband, Dustin Haywood, who happens to be a cybersecurity expert, did.
We called BMO to identify, hey, this is fraud. They told us over the phone, go into a branch with your ID, and we'll sort it out.
The card issued in February had a limit of $22,000. $17,000 was already spent. Whitwer went to RCMP. The pending credit card application was thrown out, and BMO verified Whitwer's identity and told them everything would be fine.
So they closed the account right then and there as fraud.
Well, last week, BMO took legal action against Whitwer to repay the debt. Haywood went back to work on the case.
We tried to tell him, hey, look, this is a fraud case. He says, no, stop. This is the way this is going to happen. And starts proceeding to go all lawyerly-like.
When Whitwer told the bank she was speaking to CTV News, BMO dropped the case.
All I want from this is them to back off, give me an apology.
In a statement to CTV News, BMO says, we confirm that the law firm will no longer be taking any further steps in the matter. In addition, we are working with the Credit Bureau to update the client's file as soon as possible and ensure there is no impact on their credit report. One anti-fraud expert isn't surprised by the bank's handling of the situation.
This is actually part of the bigger institutional, structural, societal problem. It shouldn't take going to the media every time for our banks to do the right thing.
Since not everyone has a cybersecurity professional in their corner.
The system is not engineered for the little guy, it's engineered for the big guy.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Airdrie.
According to the expert we spoke with, one way to help track fraud is to check your credit rating. In BC, there are deep concerns about an out-of-control wildfire burning near the village of Lytton. A heat warning is making the situation even more challenging. The wildfire is burning just 10 kilometers south of Lytton. It's about 150 hectares in size. The fire has triggered evacuation alerts. Temperatures in the area are expected to climb as high as 38 degrees this week.
There were reports of ashes falling in Lytton last night as an example, and so for those that have been working hard to rebuild their homes, those who are looking to continue to come home over the next number of years, certainly a lot of concerns that I can imagine that they're facing.
In 2021, most of Lytton burned down in a devastating wildfire, and the community has faced many struggles trying to rebuild. The City of Calgary will work on a plan to speed up the removal of problematic poplar trees. Mature poplar trees can cause damage to sidewalks and roads, with the roots causing cracking and displacement. Council voted unanimously to work toward replacing poplar trees that are already nearing the end of their lifespan, especially if they are within 3 meters of a sidewalk. A report says that could be upwards of 4,000 trees. The goal will be to replace those poplars with less invasive tree species. A plan is due back to Council early next year.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast and a little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat. Yeah, we need the heat. We need the vitamin D, the sunshine. We've had a good amount of rain this month, and we had fog this morning. This is a look at the foggy morning in the city. And I wanted to show you this because we can expect fog patches once again late tonight and through tomorrow morning. So it may slow you down a little bit. Outside of the fog, we don't have anything really to talk about to get in your way. I would say that you have to take the time to enjoy some sunshine, because the next 3 days, temperatures will be even warmer than today. Lots of sunshine expected, and then things change again. Then the rain returns Friday night and through much of the weekend. along with cooler temperatures. So today we got up to 22 in Calgary. We're in those mid-20s, really Edmonton down through Drumheller, Brooks and Medicine Hat and Milk River. So a little warmer further to the west, but even Banff is sitting at 25 degrees right now. So we have some warmth that's starting to build. There has been that instability, and we talked about this instability forecasted for really along the mountains, but there's not enough in place for this to gain any sort of steam and track off to the east. So we're not looking at this really moving anywhere further to the west than Highway 22. It will die out pretty quickly. It's already starting to die out, and you can take a look at these cells. You can see they're really quieting down for the night. And then the same type of thing further off to the west for tomorrow. So once this quiets down, then we're looking at just nothing but sunshine for tomorrow. I'll step out of the way so you can see here. So all sunshine for tomorrow. Then that instability builds once again right along the mountains, so same areas. Pincher Creek, Christmas Pass, over to about Cranbrook. You could see isolated non-severe thunderstorm. And then outside of that, we're really just looking at a lot of sunshine. So anything to the east of 22, so basically along QE2, Highway 2, nothing but sun. And that's thanks to this ridge of high pressure that is starting to build in. Will continue to build in over the next couple of days, and we're going to lose this Friday night. So Friday night, the jet stream will shift to the south. That's going to bring in clouds, some rainfall, allow some cooler temperatures to arrive once again. So here's a look at your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. 27 for tomorrow. Again, fog patches possible in the morning, but then nothing but sun. Whole lot of sunshine for Thursday as well in those mid-20s, back to the high 20s for Friday. You'll notice clouds increasing in the afternoon on Friday ahead of the rainfall. The winds may pick up a little as well. And by Friday night in through Saturday, we could pick up another 10 to 15 millimeters of rain. By the weekend, low 20s as our forecast highs.
Thank you, Danielle. They are known for stepping up to help out. Now some animal rescue organizations are sounding the alarm after they were targeted by scammers. And Katy Perry is popular with this Alberta man, maybe with a former PM too. Those stories are still ahead. Alberta's chief electoral officer is pushing back against the premier and the justice minister. Today, Daniel Smith and Mickey Amory posted on social media suggesting Elections Alberta should not be going to court to determine if a proposed referendum question violates the Constitution. The citizen-initiated question asks, do you agree with Alberta becoming a sovereign country and ceasing to be a province in Canada? The government says the whole point of the legislation is to give Albertans democratic rights without needless bureaucratic red tape or court applications slowing the process. But the chief electoral officer says the act also says referendum questions cannot contravene the Constitution, so it will carry on to court. 10 candidates running in the Alberta riding, where Pierre Poilievre hopes to win next month's by-election, are preparing for a debate in Camrose tonight. The venue for the forum has the capacity to fit 580 people, and tickets are sold out. A moderator will ask questions submitted by the public ahead of time. Damien Couric won the Battle River Crowfoot seat in the federal election, but resigned so Poilievre could run in the Conservative stronghold. Some residents say no matter who they support, Poilievre's participation is bringing a little national attention to the issues of Battle River Crowfoot.
I think it's wonderful for Camrose. It's got exposure to a national audience. It's a wonderful way of showcasing our town.
We've definitely had to ramp up security a little bit. However, we more so had to manage how many seats were because the venue is only so big.
There are more than 200 candidates, part of the longest ballot protest initiative. But for logistical reasons, they could not all be part of the debate, of course. It starts at 7 p.m. tonight. It is expected to end around 9:30 p.m. Two local nonprofit animal organizations are warning others about a scam they almost fell victim to involving fake checks and emotional manipulation. Jacqueline Wilson explains.
Do you know how to sit? Every year, the Calgary Humane Society takes in thousands of animals, and that comes at a cost.
Calgary Humane Society, we don't receive any government funding, so we rely on the generosity of the public, from private donors, from our corporate sponsors.
So when the Calgary Humane Society received a check for $95,000, it would have made a huge difference. Same for the Alice Sanctuary when it opened mail with the same amount. Both came with a letter from a lawyer claiming it was a gift from a donor's estate. But there was a hitch. They were also asked to send back a certain lesser amount to cover the cost of an injured dog, but left to keep the rest.
It was quite manipulative when you think about it, using
their partners and the loss, the grief, and then Lizzie, their dog, who was also in urgent medical care needs, and that's what they needed the $70,000 for. And then $25,000 was to be donated to us at the sanctuaries.
Scammers hope you deposit the check, transfer your money to them before the bank's hold period ends, and they confirm the check bounced. Luckily, neither group submitted the check after red flags began to pop up.
Incredibly disheartening, incredibly selfish. Animals in Calgary need this help. So, yeah, very disappointing and quite surprising as well. We've never seen anything like this come through.
Data from the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre shows Canadians lost almost $640 million to fraud last year. But the Better Business Bureau estimate that stat is higher because only 5% of fraud gets reported to police.
You need to verify the information. Who are they? Their identity, their address, their phone number, email, their bank, so on. You can verify and validate a lot of information.
The Better Business Bureau suggests people head to their scam tracker to report and research what scams are out there to make sure that they never fall victim. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Scams, fraud, and cybercrimes can all be reported to local police and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. Australia has a lot of unusual animals. It apparently also has a lot of animals doing unusual things. Our trending videos are next. An Alberta man's teenage dream came true at a Katy Perry concert.
I need to study better geography. What did you say? I said Medicine Hat, Alberta. Medicine Hat? Medicine Hat?
Right. Medicine Hat! A big shout out for the hat there as Katy Perry pulled Braden Palumbo onto stage during a concert in Vancouver, asking him about his hometown and where he worked. She hadn't heard of Medicine Hat. She also wasn't too sure what a co-op gas bar was. The pop star picked the 20-year-old from the back of Rogers Arena thanks to his enthusiasm. Katy Perry now in Quebec, where she was caught by TMZ dining with someone we haven't seen in a while. Perry was spotted inside a high-end restaurant Monday night with former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The chef tells TMZ they enjoyed a tasting menu. He says he didn't get any dating vibes. He thought the two were just friends enjoying a meal. Perry has a stop in Ottawa tonight and another in Montreal on Wednesday evening.
What?
Who knew?
Who knew?
They know each other somehow. All right, well, you've heard of catnip, obviously, but I don't think this is what most of us think of. He went back for it a second time. This cat just gives his little dog friend a nip on the back. You would think that the dog would run away, but I don't know. Maybe that's an itchy spot, and the cat can reach it, and he can't reach it, and they've got a deal. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. He doesn't
love
seem
that
to
he
mind.
went back. No, he's like, no, I'm really itchy. Yeah, right here. Good job.
Oh, well, the sun and the heat is finally back. A good day to be at the pool, and it's always better to do it with friends. If you're a movie buff, that's the Jaws music playing underneath it. This is Junior, the golden retriever. He doesn't discriminate when it comes to his feathered friends. He's calm, he's cool, he's floating around, he's got a rooster, he's got some ducklings back there. They all know it's a great way to beat the heat.
He's like, someone bring me a popsicle, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my floaty and hang out in the pool all day. That's what we all want to do.
Right?
And finally, a slip and slide, but this one operates with sand.
I love this guy.
This is in Australia. That's a sea lion spending his afternoon just sliding down this sandy dune. Okay. This is Kangaroo Island. Doesn't have a care in the world. He's just rolling with it.
Just rolling with it.
I don't know how he gets back up. I think that's
I don't know if he cares.
Slow moving on.
He doesn't look like he cares.
I don't think so.
He's just enjoying the moment.
See, everybody likes a sunny day.
Yeah, it's like his own sand slide.
Yeah, no problem. Canadians are continuing the trend to stay away from U.S. travel, and that is hurting Air Canada's bottom line. We have those details coming up in our business report.
Okay, Skywatch weather, Cameron. We had a couple more clouds roll in, but it's a quiet day. It's a little breezy out there. But hey, we got some sunshine, some brightness. We've had a lot of rain this month. In fact, we medaled third place, bronze, however you want to say this. This was the third wettest July for the city on record, and we're looking at 3 straight dry days, which will be nice because we need to really dry out here. 22 degrees is the temperature in Calgary. That's our daytime high. Current temperature, also the daytime high normal for this time of year is about 24. So we're pretty much where we should be. We'll get much warmer than this tomorrow. Mid-20s for Edmonton, 26 for Thunder Bay, and out east they're going to really build in temperature to alarming rates, but at this point they're in the 30s, Toronto and through Ottawa and Quebec City. Okay. Radar and satellite, we do have some instability building, but as you can see and as we talked about, it is dying out now. So really we don't have enough in place for this to gain some steam and track off to the east. So this is dying out. This same development will arrive again late day tomorrow right in the mountains. So Pincher Creek over to Cranbrook, there is the potential of a late day thunderstorm, but everywhere else, basically anywhere to the east of Highway 22, we are looking at bright day, stable, and temperatures getting even warmer tomorrow. So this is a look at your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix Rider, it's free. 15 to kick off the day. Fog patches likely early in the morning, and then getting up to a high of 27 in Calgary. For Salmonar, mid-30s, high 30s for Kamloops. So yes, the temperature is certainly building into BC. Edmonton looking at a high of 29, and again, a whole lot of stability and sunshine as we track down Kiwi 2 and Highway 2, and temperatures mainly in those high 20s. Even Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Looking at that 10-day trend, enjoy the heat, enjoy the sun for the next 3 days, because then we cool down for the weekend and rainfall arrives once again. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Mounties have now charged a man after a fatal hit and run on Siksika Nation. Mounties seized this Toyota pickup truck that allegedly was driven when 3 people were run down Saturday. 2 died from their injuries. Adolphus Weaselchild is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Starting Friday, Albertans will not have access to COVID vaccines. The province says it needs to pause the program to prepare for the fall rollout. And for the first time, most Albertans will have to pay for the shots, including healthcare workers who are in a high-risk setting. And people are cleaning up after widespread flooding this week at Confederation Park. Pathways are washed out and the grass is soaked. Some summer camps have also been disrupted. The province is ramping up efforts to prevent invasive mussels from becoming a problem here. It's now considering a watercraft fee to pay for the added costs. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has reaction.
After a busy weekend out on the water, this river tour guide and equipment renter spends hours washing his boats.
I just do it to be a responsible business owner. That's just what a lot of operators should be doing, and I've seen a lot of operators not do that.
Something the province is trying to change to prevent the spread of invasive species, including zebra and quagga mussels.
It could be their eggs or larvae that are microscopic, so you're not even going to be able to see them with the naked eye. And they can be free floating in water. That's why draining and drying is so important.
The province says while Alberta is currently 100% free of these mussels, there are increasing reports of them across North America. Experts say they are destructive if established.
So they absolutely wreak havoc on any aquatic infrastructure, docks or, boats that are in water, drinking water, hydroelectric. And of course, in Alberta, we have 8,000 kilometers of irrigation infrastructure that is very susceptible to being clogged up.
To fund awareness campaigns, inspections, and other initiatives to keep the invaders out, the government is considering introducing an annual pass for boats, canoes, and other watercraft. It's launched an online survey to gather feedback. One of the questions is how the pass fees should be structured.
It's a very short window in which we operate, so from May to maybe October, depending on the weather. There's not a lot of wiggle room and margins are really tight given that time frame. So adding a tax on every single boat, it'd be tough.
Still, Zach Doroshenko agrees more needs to be done since he's noticed awareness is low. The province tells CTV News no decisions have been made on the pass, and it says it will listen carefully to feedback before moving forward. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Fewer trips to the U.S. has led to a loss for Air Canada. That's according to the company's latest earnings. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
Air Canada reported disappointing earnings in its second quarter. The airline's net income amounted to $186 million. That's less than half of its net income from the same period last year. The airline says it's grappling with a challenging environment created in part by geopolitical tension. Here's how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar is down today to $72.59. West Texas Intermediate is up $2.50 to $69.21. Our fix on Western Canadian Select has it up as well, over $1 to $54.28. And it is another record close for the TSX. It shot up 134 points today to 27,539. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
We are now just days away from the August 1st deadline for a trade deal with the United States. Negotiations are down to the wire, and the roller coaster ride has already taken its toll. But the U.S. ambassador to Canada says he's hopeful that a real deal is coming. CTV's Abigail Beeman now on the tense wait and signs of what's to come.
A government source tells CTV News there's a good level of optimism about Minister Dominic LeBlanc's next D.C. trip, and discussions will still center on trying to get a deal before the Friday deadline.
I'm hopeful that a number of additional irritants, maybe on both sides, will be addressed.
While the American ambassador told a Winnipeg audience he's hopeful about a deal in the coming days, and Pete Hoekstra makes it sound easy.
We could hammer out a deal, and we would still have time to get coffee and a donut at Tim Hortons before lunch.
My life is full of questions. Meanwhile, prices are going up from household product giant Procter & Gamble, expecting about $1 billion hit from Donald Trump's tariffs.
In the long term, this direction will weaken the free world more than it will help it, and it will, I think, ultimately weaken the United States as well. So I think it's unfortunate. But
Canada. What about Canada? I don't know what they're feeling now at this point.
In an interview, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, LeBlanc's main point of contact, said the European Union's deal was all about protecting their auto, semiconductor, and pharmaceutical markets, warning
President Trump is going to come out in the next 2 weeks with his pharmaceutical policy, and it is going to be higher. Basically, if you are not building your plant in America where we pay for pharmaceuticals, you are going to pay a massive tariff.
With that Friday deadline looming, Canadian officials and the American ambassador are messaging optimism just days after President Trump said he hasn't had much luck with Canada and there may not be a deal at all. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Britain's Prime Minister says the UK is ready to formally recognize Palestinian statehood in the fall, unless Israel agrees to end the war in Gaza.
I can confirm the UK will recognise the State of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire, and commit to a long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of a two-state solution.
Keir Starmer made the announcement after speaking with officials from the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar about the push for a long-term ceasefire deal. Starmer says the plan was always to recognize Palestinian statehood at the moment of most impact, and he feels that is now. Starmer also spoke about getting more aid to Gaza by land and by air. If you've got teenagers, you might already think they speak their own language. Now they really are, as they step back in time and learn Morse code. We're hanging out with the Junior Telegraph Club next. Team Alberta is celebrating a national U18 football title for the first time in 18 years. The Football Canada Cup in Nova Scotia featured the best under-18 players from across the country. Players were thrilled with the come-from-behind win.
I was part of Team Alberta the last 2 years too, but this was definitely the craziest experience.
It's unbelievable. Wow, it was an amazing feeling. It was a shock. You know, not many people get to say that they're the best in the nation.
It was a one-of-a-kind experience for sure. We all bought in and came together.
This is Team Alberta's 7th U18 Football Canada Cup win in its history. It's a lost art, and Morse code is in danger of disappearing forever. But at Heritage Park, a new generation of telegraph operators is emerging. The park is one of the only places in North America that's teaching the craft to teenagers. Kevin Fleming reports.
They're
the 6 junior members of the Morris Telegraph Club at Heritage Park. Sienna Wright says it's easier to send a message in Morse code than to receive and decode one. Her technique is to write down what she hears and then turn the code into letters of the alphabet.
I'm fascinated by the past. I really like learning how things were done and dressing up like the past, so I really enjoy doing this.
Ariane Aubin has memorized the code and says it takes a keen ear to decipher an incoming message. Her sister is a member too, and they practice at home.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I've texted her in Morse code before. I've also tapped between our walls at home, so it's sort of like our own little thing that no one else really understands.
Morse code was invented in the 1840s as a way to send messages quickly over long distances.
The railroads primarily used it to transmit train orders from a dispatcher to a little station like this. That was the chief reason. They weren't using it all the time, so any extra capacity in the system, it was telegrams.
To get messages to engineers and conductors of a moving train, operators used hoops at the end of a long pole so the train didn't have to stop, a technique still in practice at the park. Marilyn McGuire heads the club and says visitors at the park enjoy seeing their names spelled out in Morse code. She says it's important to teach the craft to the next generation.
It's a dying art. People who did it as a job are in their late 80s, some of them in their 90s. There are a few that have picked it up and learned as their 70s. But this is the only club internationally that has been working with young people.
We have people come in that say their grandparents used to do it. And it's sort of nice for like a newer generation to sort of continue, know a bit of the history.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
That's very cool. We have a little bit of breaking news before we get to our final peek at the weather. There has been a major earthquake off Russia, 8.7 magnitude, and that has triggered a tsunami watch for most of the BC coastline. So if you're concerned or you have any loved ones there, keep your eye on that throughout the evening. You can go to our website, ctvnews.ca/Calgary, throughout the evening to find breaking news anytime.
We will keep you posted.
Yeah.
And we have weather updates there as well. If you want to just double check, because you may have to double check this to believe it. Yes, sunshine. 3 full days of it in the forecast. I know it's hard to believe. 27 degrees for tomorrow, 26 for Thursday, 27 for Friday. Enjoy it because by Friday night, the rain returns, and by the weekend, rain and cooler weather. Okay, Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Hugh Hancock sent this in from Canmore. I'm going to remove the banner so you can see the whole thing. And I will say, get your ducks in a row and enjoy this summer heat and sunshine while we have it, because, you know, we're gonna
get out there. You have 3 days. There's no guarantees after the next 72 hours.
Right.
Thank you for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.